Hello and welcome to another video on the first descendant. So I just wanted to chat a little bit before the big update. Today is Sunday, the 6th of October. We'll get the update on the 10th. Lots of new content coming our way. And I've been preparing a little bit, in anticipation of the update. And also I have a few things I wanted to talk about, such as player numbers and the future of the game and things like that. So first up, we'll get Ultimate Freyna. This is the normal Freyna. I have maxed her out. She is very powerful right now. So it'll help me basically if I'm not trying to experiment too much. I can just use the same setup, same mods, catalyst, and just put it on the Ultimate Freyna. Now, what I've been doing recently is I've been trying to farm as many catalyst and energy activators as I can. So I have 20 of these available right now and 9 of these, which should be more than enough for my needs because I have all the other descendants in the game right now. So as you can see here, I have unlocked all the descendants. What I have done is, in order to make some space, I have dismissed the normal descendants who have ultimate variants. So for example, Viesa, ultimate Viesa. So if you did get the ultimate Viesa, you can dismiss normal Viesa and free up a slot. So you can see I have 17 descendant slots. I did have to buy a few because you can see here I have one of each. Of course, Freyna will also get an ultimate, so I can dismiss the normal Freyna and that will still keep it at 16. But because I've invested so many catalysts, I might keep normal Freyna for a bit until I'm satisfied with the build on Ultimate Freyna. And Ultimate Freyna will have her own descendant mods, transcendent mods, I mean. So there might be some changes with the normal Freyna. Normal Freyna is so strong that I feel like she's almost up at the same level as some of the ultimate descendants. So yeah, you can make some space, get prepared for this. The other thing I've been doing is I've been maxing out or enhancing all my guns. So these guns you see here, Wave of Light, Blue Beetle, Albion Cavalry, these are the only guns that I have not enhanced. I have enhanced all the other guns in the game. So if you see here my inventory, I have enhanced all these guns one by one. All of these are enhanced. So even the Peacemaker, which drops from Gluttony. Now, if you don't have this Peacemaker, you can wait a few days because Gluttony is getting nerfed on the 10th. So it'll be much easier to get the Peacemaker because it took me a little while. It wasn't too difficult, but in order to get the fully enhanced, you have to get 5 copies of this gun, and with each successful fight with the Colossus Gluttony, you get 1 part, and then you can, do it multiple times. So at least 20 successful runs to get 5 copies. Obviously, you'll get some duplicates, so it'll end up more like 25. The Excava is something you'll only get from the Battle Pass. So you may want to get that because with the Battle Pass, the free track will give you 3 copies of the Excava. For 5 copies, you'll have to get the premium one. I finished the Battle Pass a long time ago, like literally 2-3 days into the season. Also wanted to mention that with Ultimate Freyna coming out, what I feel will happen, which has happened up until now, is the first few days, 2-3 days, might be a little too difficult to grind. Now, we don't know what path they'll take when it comes to the farming. Will they go with the old tried and tested amorphous material route where you have to fight a Colossus and get the amorphous materials? Or we have something new altogether, like they did with the Haley parts. Haley parts were annoying as hell to get, but after a few days, they did make it easier, and it was much easier to get the Haley parts. In fact, I have so many now. You can see here, 150, 173, 145, 166. I have so many Haley parts now. I can craft multiple Haleys if I wanted. Now, what I feel like they'll do is, first, when the Season 1 update drops on the 10th, at least for the weekend or so, I think they'll keep it difficult because they would prefer people buy the bundles outright. So for example, these are discounted prices. Normally it'll be 3,000. Now, if you do farm the ultimate, you get a discount on the cosmetics and stuff, the whole bundle, whether it's the big bundle, 5,000, Kuiper bundle, or the 3,000. You can see it's much cheaper for me because I already have the base ultimate. all of them. So some people, they just want to get the thing immediately. So they'll probably want those people to spend the money and not incentivize them to farm. So for a few days, perhaps the weekend, because the 10th is on a Thursday, so perhaps until the weekend, they might make it difficult, or at least keep it difficult to farm Ultimate Freyna until everybody's bought the skins, and then they'll maybe make it a little easier so that the normal farming process is straightforward. So at the moment, we don't know what they're going to do and how hard the amorphous materials will be. What I think they'll do is they'll probably make it so you have to do the 400% dungeons and then you'll get it. So obviously the best thing to do is max out a descendant if you don't have one. For me, I have a normal Freyna maxed out, I have ultimate money maxed out. So I'll have two options if I want to do the 400% dungeons, because with the 400% dungeons, you'll also be getting vouchers for the trader, the merchant that will be coming, where you can trade in your extra blueprints. Now, again, we don't have much details with any of these things, so it'll be a bit difficult. But again, don't expect things to be easy, and they'll not let you just trade everything and get a bunch of useful stuff. They'll probably have limits like they did with the Freyna web event. So Freyna's encrypted world, the online thing, you can see they tend to have only limited number of items that you can trade. So I think they'll start with something like that. But basically what I'm saying is, we know the history of Nexon and how they do things, monetization. They are in the business of, trying to make as much money as possible. So first few days will be difficult. There will be some backlash. They will sort of look at the feedback, make things a little easier. So just, wait it out. Don't rush to come to a conclusion or a decision. They have so far, from what I've seen, reverted changes. They want the whales and the people who want to spend money to do that. And then after a few days, they make it easy for the normal free-to-play players or people who occasionally spend a little bit. Like me, personally, I have bought the 2 battle passes. I have bought descendant slots, and I don't mind, getting 1 or 2 other items. I think I got one of the head skins for Viesa, with the goggles or something. And I may buy one of these normal 125 caliber skins just to sort of use the colors and try to come up with something interesting. And I'm okay with buying other skins as well. So I don't mind, but I'm not one of those people who will go instantly and spend 3,000 or 5,000 caliber. That is a lot. So farming the descendant and then spending 1,050, even that is too much. But I can make an exception for 1 or 2 here and there. But yeah, generally, I don't mind spending a little bit on useful items, but big amounts like 5,000 calibers, that's just too much. It's insane. So yeah, I do want to support them, but I also know the greedy tactics and I want to not fall for these things. So yeah, with ETA, I'm looking forward to trading in a bunch of stuff. That is also another reason why I'm trying to max out or enhance all the guns, because once I've enhanced everything, then I can comfortably trade in whatever I have extras, because I won't accidentally trade something that I need. For example, I need 2 more copies of the Blue Beetle, 4 copies of Wave of Light, 3 copies of Albion Cavalry, and I think I need some more. Yeah, I need 2 for Perforator as well. So these are the only guns. I'm already cooking something. I think I'm cooking one of the Blue Beetles. Let me just have a look. Should be close to ready maybe. 1 hour 47 to go. So yeah, after this, 1 more Blue Beetle and then that will be ready. So once I have all of that, I can just trade in the weapon blueprints quite easily without having to worry about it. Also, if you are watching this on Sunday or before Tuesday, we have a great reactor available for Freyna. Since we are getting Ultimate Freyna, we can get toxic and tech rounds special, and we can actually get multiple rounds. So toxic and tech, we get 3 ammo types, 3 reactors that you can farm. This one in Sterile, and this is a really easy mission. You do this one here. I've already made a video, but you can take Bunny or Freyna, go here. It takes less than a minute to farm this, and the um, reactors that were dropping, they were actually really good. Like a lot of other descendants that I've been trying to find reactors for, whenever the reactors drop, they seem to be completely mismatched. But here I was getting really good reactors, and sometimes quite a few in just one run. So 4 or 5 reactors in one go, and that will also be useful. Also keep anything with good numbers on it, good what do you call it, attributes. So for example, I have collected a bunch of these ones, mostly stuff like this. So this one has skill cost reduction, tech skill, power boost ratio. With the secret garden and Freyna, what I'm looking for personally is reduction, skill cooldown, range would be nice, duration would be okay, hit damage, toxic power, things like that. So cooldown and range is what I really want. So I have farmed a bunch of them. Some of them have more cooldown, some of them have additional damage against Colossus would be useful as well. So yeah, I'm mostly done with most of the things in the game. So I'm just trying to sort of tidy up, get the Descendants slot ready, get the energy activators ready, get the catalyst ready, have a build in mind, have a few guns maxed out. Let's just move a bit here. And enhance the weapons, and also basically be prepared for the latest Colossus. I don't expect the Colossus to be too difficult, but of course with the new Colossus they have this public setup where you have to understand the mechanics, and for the first few days people will not be sure about how to do that. So I will play that. That is the whole part of this whole charm of games like this, trying out new things and seeing how it goes. And then I finally also want to talk a little bit about the future of the game, what I see happening. So basically, recently I've noticed a lot of people, one, complaining about overpowered descendants like Bunny or now Freyna. They want nerfs. And also I've seen a lot of people complain about the player numbers, because we do get an option to see the player numbers on Steam. Personally, player numbers, when it comes to that, I don't really care too much, simply because it's not my job. It's the job of the developers. They need to worry about that and fix their game. I can't really do anything. I'm here to enjoy the game. As long as it's fun, I'll play. As long as the game is live, I'll play. Because this is not a PvP game. This is not a battle royale with 100 people on the map. So player numbers don't really matter to me. Like, you'll have 4 people at best in a zone, in a Colossus fight, in an infiltration mission. So you only need 3 other people if you need that. People like me who have maxed out Descendants, I can do most things solo. The only place where I can't do it solo is some of the Colossus fights where you have to have other people to take down the bosses. But yeah, so I personally, I don't care about player numbers. As long as the game is supported, it's good, I'm okay with that. Of course, more people playing would be better for the long-term health of the game. But like I said, it's the job of Nexon and the development team to worry about that, not me. I'll play something else if the game dies tomorrow. The other thing is Nexon is a big developer. They're not going to just abandon the game because there are only 20,000 people playing on Steam or something. Of course, they'll take some time, they'll come up with new ideas, and I'm pretty sure they'll try and support the game as long as it's financially responsible for them. Like if it's making good money with the skins and stuff and updates, I'm sure they'll keep supporting it and keep trying to improve the game. Also, with a game like this, it takes a long time before it gets to a point where there is enough content and enough to do for a different set of people. So basically casual people, experienced people, people playing solo, people playing in groups. They have to satisfy all of those groups, and that takes time. Like if you look at Warframe, for example, Warframe early on wasn't particularly great. It took several years before it reached a point where it was fun and easy to play and everybody could jump in and find something to do. I played Warframe back in 2017, 2018. And yeah, there's quite a lot of content. There's plenty of stories. I loved the Sacrificed quest line they had in that with the Umbra Excalibur. I really enjoyed that one. So yeah, there is plenty to do, but that game was a very complicated game because I tried it in, like I said, 2017, 2018, and it took a while to get to grips. Here, I think it's a lot more easier. Plus, if we go into the usual um, access info, we get a lot more data here. That wasn't possible with Warframe, and I had to ask people, look at wikis and stuff like that, just to get an idea of the basics. So this is a lot more friendly to newcomers, in my opinion. Of course, there'll be people who will complain about everything, but I've barely spent any money. I've spent hundreds of hours playing. I'm satisfied with how this is, and I'm also not somebody who wants 10-hour content, like to sit and grind 10 hours every day. I'm not a streamer or something. I do play quite a lot, but with live service games, the way I do it is I target like things to do, like complete the battle pass, finish this. I have all the guns. Like I said, I'm just maxing out the guns right now. I have beaten all the bosses. I've done all the missions. I have 100 million gold saved up in case we need it for, farming and researching things. So I'm okay. I like this sort of thing. It's like a nice routine that I can do different things in. And you have daily missions and tasks. So like I said, overall, with the state of the game and the future, I'll leave it up to Nexon to figure that out. It's not really my concern. I'll try and play what I have. If it's fun, I'll continue playing. If they get too greedy, or if they nerf things, or make it too difficult or something, I'll just move on, play something else. There are plenty of games, plenty of new games, plenty of old games which I've been trying to complete and play as well. So yeah, I think we don't have to worry too much about a little bit of negativity, like people asking for nerfs, which I don't understand personally, because this is a PvE game. Most of the missions can be done solo. They can be done in your own private group. They can also, pick the descendants. Like if you want to play Blair, for example, and you get upset that there is a Freyna or a bunny in your infiltration mission, then, I mean, who's being unreasonable? Let's be honest here. You can go private if you really don't want to play with others, but how can you mandate and force people to play the way you want them to play? I mean, I just don't see why people waste their energy so much on these sort of pointless things. Sure, you can complain about the monetization and the drop rates for items from the amorphous materials. I can understand that. But yeah, complaining about how other people play the game, that's a bit ridiculous. Also, I feel like a lot of people come into these PvE games with a PvP mentality. I mentioned this in one of my posts. In PvP games, it makes sense. Like if a character is overpowered, you are getting knocked or beaten comfortably or something like that. I've played Apex Legends for thousands of hours, 5 years. And yeah, there were issues with that game. And those were like much more bothersome because they would affect your gameplay. Here, it's not that big a deal. Like you can quit, start again. You might not get the 2 bunnies. You might get other people. So yeah, I just think some of the things people are complaining are unnecessary. Yes, there are a lot of things that need improving and updating in the game, but nerfing descendants, I think that is not a good option long term. Anyway, I've been rambling for a while, but yeah, I'm looking forward to the 10th October update. I'm prepared. I have a maxed out gun, well, several maxed out guns, couple of maxed out descendants, so I'm ready to take on the 400% dungeons. I'm ready to take on the new Colossus. We'll of course have to see how the mechanics work. I'm looking forward to Ultimate Freyna and to see how they make the farming. Is it easy or difficult? We'll see. And yeah, I'll be making content as long as the game is fun. Otherwise, I'll find something else and cover that instead. But anyway, thank you for watching if you did. Hope you are still enjoying the game. And yeah, see you on the 10th, unless there's something before that. And yeah, hopefully it's good.